In 1932, the Welsh poet Dylan Thomas wrote the following in a letter to a friend: "Whatever talents I possess may suddenly diminish or suddenly increase. I can with ease become an ordinary fool. I may be one now, but it doesn't do to upset one's own vanity. So it feels rather appropriate that Wales was the hunting ground for a journey like no other, a straight line mission which would indulge my vanity and show me up as a fool." Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcus Gosling, full-time chess teacher, part-time adventurer. During the first COVID lockdown in the UK, I stumbled across a fantastic YouTube channel run by West Midlander Tom Davies under his alias GeoWizard. Following his valiant attempts to walk across entire countries in a completely straight line, back in October 2021, I saw myself as a pound shop Ernest Shackleton and decided to have a go at crossing Wales by myself despite having zero experience. Sadly, my effort was more shocking than Shackleton-esque, and I was forced to abandon this particular disaster after barely a mile and a half. The attempt was so poor that many people on YouTube thought the video was a spoof, but undeterred, in March 2022, I teamed up with two other enthusiasts to try to conquer Scotland in a straight line, but atrocious weather conditions and abysmal planning meant that the three of us were forced to spend the worst night of our lives vomiting and shivering in a remote bothy, and that mission was quickly abandoned too. You'd have thought this would have been a pertinent warning to budding straight line missioners to stay well clear of me, but nonetheless I received emails from several more enthusiasts wanting to team up with me on a potential third mission. The failures of Wales and Scotland were driving me on, and so a preliminary 4-person team was formed of ragtag adventurers. We had Will Madden from Perthshire in Scotland, Tom Fell, an Englishman living in Malta, Alistair Gorniak, living in Hazelmere, which is a village near Guildford in Surrey, who's a sound engineer and long-distance skateboarder, and me, of course, the vain fool. So what exactly is a straight line mission anyway, and where would we be doing it? Well, a straight line mission is an attempt by an individual or group to walk as the crow flies across an entire country from one side to the other. Using a handheld GPS navigator with a straight line route inputted and planned in advance, a participant must aim to deviate from the line as little as possible. The ultimate accolade is known as the unbroken platinum run, which is a mission completed in one go involving camping in tents on the line with a maximum deviation not exceeding 25 meters either side of the line. The next best is a gold run, allowing 50 meters leeway on each side. Now this sounds like a lot, but in practice it's very hard to adhere to. Tom Fell had put forward a possible new line across Wales for consideration. Despite a challenging day of crossing farmyards in the first 8 or so miles, this 41 mile or 66 kilometre route seemed to be tantalisingly doable even for me. After several hours of discussion on Zoom, where we weighed up our options including safety measures and made some minor alteration and tweaks to the straight line route, we agreed to go ahead as a 4-person team, with Alistair Gorniak in a support role on the ground and Luke Williams also reprising his tech support role from the previous mission. However, as quickly as the team had formed, it began to break up again. The problem was, Will had been called up to the Royal Marines in his training capacity, and even more tragically, just before the mission was about to kick off, Tom Fell sadly did not receive his visa in time and therefore could not make the trip. This was pretty gutting for Tom because he'd been training, he'd been planning for a long time, but he would have to sit and support us from sunnier climes in Malta. So the ramifications of this would be that I would be doing the mission solo, but of course I would need a bit of ground support from Alistair, who'd be coming with me and meeting me at regular intervals on the route. We went up to Wales in late October, ready to try to conquer the country. Oh, we're approaching the drop-off point. Alistair's kindly directed me. This is probably about it here, really. Okay. Well, it's bleak.
It's very bleak.
Pretty bleak.
Oh man.
Right boys,
So I've got to go a mile along, up to the road. We'll meet you there.
Yeah, meet you in about a mile.
Yes, you get killed by a farmer.
Hopefully not.
Lovely.
Well, first obstacle of the trip, the border itself. So I've got to jump over this and try not to die. Whoa, bloody hell. Okay. See ya, Alistair. Well, this is the GPS I'm using at the moment. That's accurate to within 5 meters. So I'll be trying to keep you updated as much as possible on this mission. Obviously I'll be focusing on the obstacles, of course, but try and keep my fan base up to speed. Safety is all important on these missions, so Alistair, myself and friends and family back home were able to view my progress using a basic tracking app installed on my phone. Here is my backpack, newly improved with a waterproof cover and a little bit lighter than last time, probably around 10 kilos as I struggle over this bloody barbed wire fence. Well, on the GPS this appears to be thick woodland, so I got off a bit lightly there. Even the oh no, good, there's a sheep. We know what happens when there are sheep. I get scared, but I've learnt my lesson since last time, so I'm not going to be too worried. Yeah, that's it, sheep, you get out the way. You know who's boss. There's a farmhouse there, so I'm going to try to get out of sight of quite quickly. Right through that gate. Well, it's quite tiring. I'm not going to say I'm knackered just yet. At least it's not raining. That is one very big aspect. Sadly, this ex-sheep was unavailable for comment. Suddenly, I was conscious of being surrounded by these fluffy, attack-minded creatures, so I got out of there, fast. In my haste to escape from the enemy, I became snagged on a fence, which seemed to be in league with my pursuers. Well, the good news is I've made a lot more progress than I did in Wales 1. That's a very big positive. And because I'm quite tall and skinny, fences like that, no problem at all. There was apparently 100% chance of rain today, so it's going to come at some point. So I'm hoping that the Greek army surplus makes me a bit more inconspicuous to farmers. Obviously it's just a matter of luck sometimes, you know, you might get caught by someone who's out in the field or just watching, you know, but on other occasions you might just sail through. Almost immediately I reached a sheer downhill wooded section. Although it's not that visible from the camera footage, the gradient was pretty significant, to the extent that I was having trouble standing up. There was plenty of loose hillside detritus and rock rubble to deal with to make my descent that bit harder, but there was worse to come in a few minutes' time. Very, very difficult terrain. Well, I can hear the hum of some farming activity. I've just been traversing that, or coming straight down it. Oh. I'm gradually making it back out into the open after a brief, difficult stay in these woods. Don't know if you can call this a wood, maybe a coppice or a thicket. Well, probably not a thicket. I think we'll call it a wood, sounds better. Well, I have to say I wasn't expecting this quite so early on. Oh dear. It's going to be tricky. In some ways this might be better because I'm sort of shielded from view. You can see there's a massive farm there which I suspect I'll be heading towards. So I'm almost definitely heading towards it. Good news is I've got a short field, then a gap, and then a couple more, so it's going to be quite hard. Well, the good news is that it's not 41 miles of this. I mean, bloody hell,
They say straight line missions are supposed to be entertaining. For the viewers, yes. For the person who actually does it, a whole lot of pain. The good news, at least, is that I appear to be approaching the end of this absolute mass.
My knockoff Greek army camo was already taking a beating, as would I if I was caught by this landowner who had strategically placed a rather menacing warning on a gate near to where Alistair was waiting for me.
Alright, so I've just got through a couple of farmers' fields, bashed through a couple of hedgerows, and now we're at the water crossing. I'm waiting for Marcus. I've just spotted him coming down this hill here, so he shouldn't be too long. He's making great progress, and hopefully we can be on our way.
Well, I just about made it out of those brambles without breaking my ankle.
As if the brambles weren't bad enough, I was about to come face to face with my first proper hedgerow, which I completely butchered.
Now mate. Oh, I'm hoping this is a clever idea. Not a stupid one. Bloody hell, that's sharp, isn't it? Can't go through that. Take my eye out on that. This is a bad idea. I'm stuck. Still stuck. All the while probably being watched by someone or something. I think I'm through. Guys, I'm through. Oh, such a relief. Oh, oh, oh bloody hell. That's just one fence. And it's a river. Oh dear. Oh dear.
In the planning stage, we'd identified 3 rivers I would have to cross. Unfortunately, this wasn't one of them.
And Alistair is going to come and meet me, hopefully, so that'll be good. Right, here's Alistair. He's come to help me.
Yeah. So I've had to pop through 2 fields, 1 hedgerow, and I was stung all up my hand and leg.
Oh man.
It's really exposed here to the road.
Yeah.
So the quicker you can get across it, the better.
Yeah. Well, I'm already about 4 meters to the left of the line. Okay. It's just a case of whether I can cross this without difficulty. I don't know. It looks quite difficult. I might try looking at that crossing.
Well, if you can
So as you can see on the GPS, currently about 10 or 12 meters offline, which I think I might have to do in order to cross this bit here. I'm just going to have to accept it because I mean I probably could go across there, but again it's just a little bit too much of a risk so early on. I'm not very good with water, so
this isn't safe though, necessarily.
No, this
really
is safe.
slippery.
This is safer, isn't it? Much
Yeah,
safer.
I'll try and I'm going to just come out, get wet feet, and try and give you a hand across.
Okay.
All right.
Don't worry.
No, that's fine. Do you want to throw your rucksack across?
I can't. It won't reach. Definitely won't reach.
What if we went back there and chucked it? You're cool.
Again, I don't think I can chuck it across without it going in the river.
Big catastrophic if you go in. Pretty bad.
Well, catastrophic is my middle name.
There's actually the bit I can stand on here.
Take your time, it's really slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Keep stay low. Keep your hand. Yeah, that's it. So that if anything happens, you can keep your hands down.
Yeah. I'm going to try and go on tiptoes so that I don't fall in. Oh dear. Getting wet feet now, that's for sure.
Yeah, give me a hand, give me a hand.
Hey, got it, I've got it, I've got it. Got it. Is that stable?
Nope, that's really slippery.
Okay, got it. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Thanks, Alistair, you got it? Yeah, got it.
Nice, mate.
Oh, man. Okay, thanks, well done.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, you too.
I thought I would intercept you coming down that hill. Keep going.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'd been in real trouble.
Oh,
look, there's a digger. Oh, God.
Was it mental coming down there?
Really hard.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Really, really hard.
I thought it was. I can
Yeah.
see your progress slow.
And also look at what we've come down. I came down that.
Yeah, man, that's insane.
Jesus Christ. Blimey.
I'm gonna go over.
I have to try.
It's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just do my best. 3, 2, 1. Maybe not. No, I can't get it over.
Right. Get it. Let me give you a leg up.
Okay.
Yeah?
I'm going to try and push this.
Yeah, use it and climb on top of it almost.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, yeah, mate.
Go, go, go.
Yeah. Foot, can you push?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it. Throw your body weight forward.
I'm trying. Got it. Thanks, man. I'm on top of the
Yeah, you are.
fence.
Right.
And is this by magic? Oh no! Fell backwards. Yeah, I'm falling backwards. Oh no!
Commit.
Trying to push myself in that.
Yeah. Big one in
I'm
front of you.
quite conspicuous, probably though.
Wait. Wait. Wait.
Ow!
Go now, go now.
Ow!
You okay?
Yeah. My feet are just trapped.
Okay. Trapped.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an arm or a hand or anything I can figure out. If you want.
I've got it. I've got it.
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
Go. No, no, no.
After spending just 12.5 minutes negotiating that particular hedgerow, it was clear that my climbing skills were improving.
That's quite ideal.
Is
Actually.
this straight on the line, this bit here?
Perfect on the line. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Here's a car.
Insane. So insane.
That was hard. I'm just hoping there's not too many of these.
No,
That would be hard on my own.
this one's going to be difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be the same concept again, I think. So we're coming up to another hedgerow. That was quite a tough one to begin with. I'm just going to change off the GoPro battery and then I try and attempt to cross this.
So the first mile or so had actually gone okay. As you've probably worked out, the yellow line is the straight line route, whereas the wiggly black line is the output data from the GPS, which shows how closely I managed to keep to the route. My maximum deviation was 19.71 metres at the river crossing, a bit touch and go, but I was still eligible for a platinum run.
Right, see you Alistair, it's going to be good fun.
Yeah, yeah. Big arm, big arm.
That'll do.
That will do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Right,
see you then.
well done. I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah. Ooh, we're approaching Farm Alpha, one of the biggest ones on our route.
The hedgerows I was encountering were pretty fearsome and pretty much impossible to climb over without Alistair's help. Instead, I found a small gap under the next hedgerow which would keep me out of view from Farm Alpha for about 15 minutes, so I got hopelessly stuck in the undergrowth.
This is impossible to get through this. It's not me and the bag. The bag's had to go over, I think. So close. Just hoping and praying there's no one there. Tell you what, that is a welcome sight. Not having to go through another hedgerow. Still disguised land though. I am right in view of this farm.
In the planning stage, Farm Alpha, as we nicknamed it, was identified as being a potential major hazard, but in a mark of the unpredictability of straight line missions, it turned out to be a breeze.
Nice little archway.
At this point, I'd officially overtaken the distance I'd achieved on my first Wales mission the previous October, but it was no time to celebrate as I was concerned about two things. Firstly, I was almost certain I'd gone outside the 25-metre Platinum Run corridor when desperately trying to pass through the hedgerow at Farm Alpha. Secondly, I could hear the rumble of a quad bike and was unwittingly blundering towards it.
There's a guy. Fuck. Surely not. Oh my god. Didn't see me. That's unbelievable.
By some minor miracle, despite the fact I was in full view, the farmer had seemingly failed to spot me and for some reason was looking in completely the opposite direction and briefly paused. I didn't need a second invitation to get the hell out of there.
Shit. Oh god. As Paul Whitehouse and Bob Mortimer would say, and away. Oh, another one. So I'm going to the left of this house and farmyard, which is just as well, I think. It's knackering. I couldn't run if I tried. Just hope there's no activity. Still online. Well, you can probably tell from the look on my face and my sort of deep lines on my face that it's been a bit of a struggle so far. I so nearly got caught by a farmer on the way up that hill. Maybe he saw me, maybe he didn't, I don't know, but I'm away. And now passing past this farm, but I need a break. I just need some sugar at the moment, so I'll give it a go. Brief snack stop, back on my way. Oh no. Oh no. Get out of there. Hey, shoot! Shoot! Ooh, that was scary. See ya. Bloody cows. Oh. These guys look quite reasonable. Hopefully won't have to fight them. Bloody cowards. Right, onwards. This is, well, I'm not going down that, or up it for another matter. Ooh. Well, dare I say it, things have gone fairly well so far. You can still hear the mooing of cantankerous cows in the background, but I'm not bothered by that. I'm still going. No, 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 no. And there's Alistair coming to meet me in his high-vis jacket. All right, mate.
How'd the farms go?
Okay. Had a confrontation with some sheep, cows, but I dispatched them without any trouble. Yeah, so encountered a guy on a quad bike, okay. And I cannot believe he didn't see me.
Serious?
I think he was zooming right past me, looking the other way.
In the field?
Yeah, I was in the middle of his field, approaching the fence. He was coming towards me,
no way.
And
he didn't see you?
I don't think so. He didn't call out.
And you got, I think it's your camo gear, man.
Yeah.
Oh my word, that's so good.
Just I'm not wearing high vis.
Yeah, high vis, mate. Mate, I'm like a frickin'
where's Wally?
Yeah, one of them traffic cones.
Yeah.
Over here. I'm the distraction.
You are.
You know, if they're looking in the field, they're not going to see you. They're going to see me, and then I can run.
That is true.
But look how close I managed to get the car.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I've been crept up upon by nobody.
That's insane. Yeah. So basically, I drove all the way around, and the bit where I thought you were having to cross, based on the line that I had, there's about 8 farms, and I was like, there's no way, you're going to have to be walking. And then I got the updated line. Remember, I asked Tom to send me the one which is 20 metres, and actually it crosses like further down this way, basically along here. Through the forest is going to be a bit of a bugger, and there's 2 hedgerows, but not too bad. I even came up just to the side of that hedgerow there.
Yeah, okay, and, that's good news.
So it's going too well at the moment, isn't it?
It's going okay, yeah. Dare I say it?
I don't,
How far have I come, do you know?
I can find out. Look how picturesque it is here as well.
It's nice. I'm just lucky I'm not coming down that, because to be honest,
it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's nice as long as you're not jumping off it.
Yeah.
I like this mist. It reminds me of sort of like Mordor or something.
Yeah.
So Alistair's agreed to accompany me through this little foresty section. I'm going to call this a coppice. Is that the right term, do you think, Alistair?
Sounds good, yeah.
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, good Welsh, probably.
Yeah. Don't even know what it is in Welsh. Well, I know a few.
I would embarrass myself.
Yeah. No, Cwm is valley, and Afon is like a stream, I think, isn't it? So, God knows what a forest is. Maybe our Welsh viewers can tell us.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is how you ascend a barbed wire fence followed by a dry stone wall. Okay.
Do you want me to take that? GPS?
Right, I got it.
In the mouth? Oh, okay, right. Proper like how to this. You weren't having kids, were you? Planning on it?
Ow.
No. You know, kids are overrated.
Ow.
Do you want a hand? Do you want a hand? This is the least graceful tutorial I've ever seen. Wait, hold on. Oh my god, you're ripped. Something just ripped there.
Oh dear.
Oh, that is not a how-to. That is a how not to.
If you want me to do any other activities, please do let me know.
Oh my gosh.
I got there. Right, now here's Alistair attempting...
Right, here's how to do it really. First, find a suitable tree. That'll do. Use the leverage.
Yeah. He's using the Tom Davies approach of no gloves.
No gloves, that's the hardcores only.
Yeah. He's making it look so easy as well.
Well, I'm not over yet. Oh my god. Yeah. Let's just pretend this is going better than it is. Keep the tree pushing down the barbed wire.
Yeah. Just be careful. And he's done it. He's done it. Well done, Alistair. I think that's a good attempt. Okay, here he goes. It's like a chicken fence there or something. Better stay out of that little area. Just as well we're not going in there. Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to overdo it on the chicken.
No, I had food poisoning last year from chicken, so bloody well not doing that again.
What, the one that you caught yourself?
Yeah, I caught with my bare hands. No, it's from Sainsbury's.
Hey, Marcus, just getting out the forest that we've just done. First little like overlapped part together. Yeah. Quite a fun but slippery forest, huh?
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing compared to the one I did earlier because there's some brambles and stuff. But this one's been okay.
Yeah,
I'd take that.
It's nice and open.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. And onwards to
this sort of direction, isn't it? Really. A bit more. I can use the path here a little bit as
I like that.
As cover.
Yeah. Good. So, is it here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet.
Here, I think is. I think I'm going to try and use this road as much as I dare, and then cross here. Probably.
Okay, cool.
Maybe with the help of that tree or something.
Yeah, you've got a little path along here. Actually, it's quite nice. Yeah, looks like it could even be a footpath, but.
Well, say goodbye to Alistair. Now I'm just going to try and negotiate this particular farm. There's a farmhouse on the left-hand side. It's more like a family home, isn't it, really, though? Hello. Viewing me with some suspicion. Hello. So I'm going to make use of. My left leg is enjoying this, that's for sure. It's okay though, it's not raining. I'm making progress.
Despite all my inadequacies, struggling to adapt to the countryside, fear of attack sheep and bovine bastards, and a general air of hapless hopelessness and hopeless haplessness, I had been making reasonable progress. The goddess of straight line missions, who I shall christen Linear, was looking down favourably on me. There's a lot to be said in straight line missions and indeed in life for doing things at your own pace, in your own way, and just doggedly carrying on up the Khyber.
My face is snagging currently. Oh, I made it just about through. Good. Right, onwards. 3 meters left. Oh, I'm in view of this farm. Oh dear. Better get a bloody move on then.
Progress over the past mile or two had been a whole lot quicker, aided by good weather, more open fields and support from Alistair. With my confidence slowly increasing, it was back to pernicious hedgerows.
The really annoying thing is that there's gates about 25 metres either side of me. Obviously I can't take the risk of going through one in case I deviate too far. Alright, that's where I'm going to go, I think. Ow! Right, one more attempt. Oh no, my bag. Bugger. No, it's so far out of reach. I have to push it through. Here we go. That was lucky. And one more push. Oh no, not again. What are you looking at? Don't look sheepish. One nice thing about this bit of Wales is it feels quite peaceful, very quiet, at least until I'm running through hedgerows and stuff. But I'm getting a bit more practice, and I'm struggling less and less with the obstacles, which is a very good sign, I think. Obviously I can't count my chickens or my sheep, but things are okay. Could be worse. I tried to climb over that metal gate and just stacked it, and my crown jewels are killing me now. Oh, ow. Got more important things to worry about though. Oh god. Phantom.
Whilst my fear of sheep had now fully subsided, my biggest worry was that the sheep ahead were scurrying away and potentially attracting the attention of the farmer in the house on the right hand side at the top of the hill. The good news was that Alistair was now waiting for me on the narrow road a couple of 100 metres ahead of me, and I would need more help getting over another humongous hedgerow.
Right, I'm here next to some gorse. As you can see, sheep are parting, and only for one man. Marcus is traversing these fields. I've been watching the sheep moving as we've been going. As you can see, it's raining. We're incredibly close to farms. Actually surrounded by a farm there, there's a farm up there, very, very exposed. There's a farm right here, probably watching all the sheep parting, so Marcus needs to get a move on. Yeah, very contentious area this, so the quicker we get out of it, the better. And now a field of bulls and cows, bulls with big bulls, waiting for Marcus to cross into their field. Any moment now. This is concerning.
Bloody cows as well. Get out of here. I mean, literally, how the hell am I going to get over that?
Luckily the bulls with big balls stayed well clear of me.
Marcus is attempting now to come through.
That's the only way we're going to get through.
My curly hair means I've often been described as having been dragged through a hedge backwards, but now I was about to prove those people right.
Okay. Watch out for the thorns in your eye. Jeez. Yeah. Okay, do you want a hand?
Oh, no.
This is the least graceful thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes, mate, put it there. Absolute legend. Oh. Let's go.
Blimey.
This guy. Oh my word. Right.
So, at the 4 mile point, a quick summary of proceedings. Unfortunately, I did indeed exceed the 25 metre limit at the far mouth for hedgerow, so that was a bit gutting, but I honestly don't know how I would have progressed otherwise. This 29.86 metre deviation may have scuppered my chances of a platinum run, but that was always going to be extremely ambitious for an amateur like me. I would now only class the mission as a success if I stayed within 50 metres at all times, thereby aiming for a nonetheless very respectable gold run. After this, the remainder of the 4 miles have been a very accurate effort indeed, despite passing right under the nose of several farmhouses. This 17 metre deviation didn't bother me too much, as I'd managed to meet up with Alistair once again, having survived the morning of day 1. But what would lie ahead of me in the afternoon? Next time on Mission Across Wales, I run across a field, Alistair runs across a field, and I have some wood between my legs.